Well. It is the last one for the 8 weeks. This week, we watched Chungking Express.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
Well, I was getting there. But hello, my name is Shiliana. And this is Rebecca, my mom.
Hi.
And this is the last week of film review.
I'm over here praising the Lord.
We watched Chungking Express, and we watched it on, Max, I think?
Yeah.
It's free on Max. It's not in English.
Yep.
So it was a bit of a struggle.
This one was not as bad as the German one, because it was a little bit slower, so it wasn't reading as fast.
Yeah. Noticed that, too. How about them 2 plot lines, though?
How about I was confused?
Me too. But let's talk about it.
Let's do.
Because I think it is important. And I think the filmmakers and the
First of all,
screenwriters did it on purpose.
I'm completely lost, all the way through the whole movie. I know this ain't my class, this is her, but I'm going to tell you. I am glad that this is the last week, though, because I would have never watched some of these movies intentionally.
I might have watched Get Out intentionally.
Maybe.
On purpose. Even the Facebook movie.
Even the Facebook.
Yeah.
Even La La, because, that was a play originally.
Oh, yeah,
one
La
time.
La Land, yeah.
And, I do like the theater, so that's good. But
any of the other
this
ones?
movie,
No.
This movie was so bizarre. We never seen the face of the blonde, which she really wasn't a blonde. We did see that her hair was.
Yeah, she took it out for a wig at the very last moment.
Guy.
Yeah.
But then that's where that plot line ended, and we got a whole nother plot line, which was insane. It was almost like it didn't finish. There was no end to the first plot line.
That was the end to the first plot line.
Yeah, it was weird though, because the cop, the detective or whatever was supposed to, you thought from the very beginning.
That was his job, but he was just a lovesick idiot pining over the girlfriend that left him.
And so you thought that they were going to hook up or whatever the case may be. Okay. But the two scenes kind of didn't mirror each other in a way. You had 2 cops, ironically, the first one...
The first one takes place in some kind of Hong Kong...
But they both had to take place somewhere similar because they both visited the same shop.
Yes.
They got their food and the other guy got something to drink, but he was always using that phone right there.
Oh my God, they had phones everywhere. Everywhere in this film they had a phone.
Wait a minute. So, not only was it subtitled, but then the flashing, the lights, it was so hard to even want to stay focused to read because it was blurry and flashy so much through the earlier parts of the scene. It was a hard watch at the beginning. And there was a lot of reading between the lines. You didn't know what they were doing at first. You realized after they were tearing the electronic apart
they were smuggling drugs.
Yeah, but you didn't figure that out. You
didn't figure that out until they were putting it into their shoes. And then when they got to the airport,
they duped her and left her,
or somebody,
whatever the case may be.
They
the similarities though was both. You had 2 cops.
And they showed up at the same...
They were using the same
food.
Little food deli.
So what I noticed in there was the food and the flight attendants were the motives of the movie. I
don't know about motives, but that was the similarities.
That was in my textbook. They were the motives of the movie. They were purposely put there because there were 2 policemen, and at the very end,
2 flight attendants.
2 flight attendants.
And for this to be a foreign film, there was a lot of English.
Yeah.
And there were signs that was in English that was hung up.
But
And
I
then
feel
the
like
music.
were for the tourists. Oh, the music. That's what I want to talk about. The background music.
What?
There were 2 different songs in this movie that played. And one of them was it something like
In California.
California Dreamin', something like that. And that song played a whole lot.
Well, yeah, because that was one of her favorite songs.
That was one of her favorite songs.
I mean, because she was just crazy breaking into his apartment.
Oh, wait a minute. Breaking into his apartment, sitting there cleaning his apartment, adding fish to his fish tank. How did he how did he not know that she was there? She
Changed his cup.
Changed his sheets. Oh my goodness, it was
Took
insane.
the picture out of his wallet.
Yeah, and put it on the mirror.
Put it on his little Yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, just mess with the stuffed animals. Made up his bed. Just weird stuff.
Yeah, she was. Oh, What a Difference a Day Makes was the other one.
In English.
In English. That was the other song. What a Difference a Day Makes. Sorry, I had to find it in my notes.
As much as they played it, they never sang along with it. They only danced to it.
Yeah, California Dreamin' and What a Day Makes. Something about...
It was just really interesting that
I think those are all
such a small cast, really.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of, different characters. And the one dude stayed the same in both plot lines. The dude behind the counter. Did you notice that?
Right. But both cops
changed.
Yeah, but...
And they used the same food place.
Even the first cop. So, like, the first plot, whatever we had, when... he went up there and they had the new guy or the new girl, and he was like, hey, she's new, and this is the first cop, and he said, I don't date boys, referring to the girl with the short hair, which was the one that the second cop
had a love interest with.
Right.
So, after his girlfriend, the flight attendant, left him, and then she herself, at the end, became a flight attendant.
Right.
Which was the motive that they... Because she looked at herself in comparison to his last girlfriend.
Yeah, because she had, like, the last girlfriend had, a flight attendant left in the, her uniform left in the apartment, and at one time when she had broken into his apartment, she had it on.
Oh, when she was out of the closet, when she came out of the closet the very first time, she had on the uniform. Or one of the times that she was in the little...
Well, that was May.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the one that was breaking and entering.
So, I want to go back to the song and the meanings behind the song. So, the reason she loved California Dreaming so much was
because that's where she wanted to go. She said that.
Yeah, it was because she wanted sunnier horizons. Like, she wanted sunnier surroundings. And the second song, What a Difference a Day Makes, is like dark places in their life. Or like, because you know how he was so sad and mopey and drinking. What a Difference a Day Makes was the first one, surrounded by the dude, and how sad he was because he was so desperate, he was calling so many girls.
He said, he goes, what was the one? Wait a minute.
I sat next to you in 4th grade.
And
oh,
you don't remember?
Oh, never mind. Hung up.
That
was
beside
crazy.
you in 4th grade, like, wow. Oh, you're married. You got 2 kids. Great.
Wasn't that one of his ex-girlfriends?
And you're happy. Okay, great.
Never mind. Bye. This movie is like crime and thriller and romantic drama and all in one movie. Like, but it's like they don't match at all. The only thing that
they
matches,
had a couple things in common.
The 2 flight attendants.
They were in the same city. They shared the same deli, restaurant,
And they were both
street corner.
They were both
whatever.
cops.
Both cops. Both ended up being a flight attendant. Outside of
And
that,
and both had potential romantic love interest.
ex. Yeah, they both had lost an ex.
Yeah, but yes, they also had potential love interest. That is what.
But why the American girl?
The American.
The blonde. Wasn't she American with the American guy that she shot in the first plot or whatever, the first part of it?
She was Chinese, Mom.
The blonde?
That was a wig.
Yeah, but she spoke very good English. She wasn't broken English because she spoke both. To the guy that looked like American, remember him?
Yeah, the lovesick idiot that sat next to her in the bar.
The one she shot.
Oh, the American dude. You're talking about the dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what she was. I think she was American.
No, wait, I'm confused. Who are we talking about?
The blonde with the wig. We didn't know it was a wig until the very end.
She was both. She spoke Chinese and American. But she was...
I don't know what she was. The whole movie was just... I'm not gonna lie, I was glad it was over.
Okay. Alright, yeah, so... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what more to say because I feel like I covered most of...
You know something else was interesting? Let me point this out. So
Go ahead. Don't get silent.
The letter she put in a pen, and he said I was damaged by a pen, and he was talking about the letter. But then she wrote him a letter, and he never opened it either until after he threw it away and then picked it back up and then realized that after he had opened it that it was a boarding pass. But what's with not reading the letters? Like, they don't want to know what's in them. And I did like the fact that he knew it was hung up, and he said I was damaged by a pen. Like, the pen
broke his heart.
Yeah.
Stabbed him. Like that.
And
I
could have been like a pen.
That was very symbolic. I like that. I like that you remembered that because that's kind of like, and let's not forget that in that letter, she also took the key that the first girlfriend gave her.
Not only did he say I was damaged by a pen, so you could be the push pin, or it could be that she wrote the letter in pen, and either way, he was damaged by a pen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do kind of like how the second plot line ended, though. I mean, like, she's like, well, let me write you a new one. Where do you want to go? Anywhere you're going. It's cute.
Okay.
I think it was cute. I think it was a little crazy how we got there. A little psycho how we got there, May. But
her name wasn't May.
Yes, it was.
No.
Yes, both of the girls' love interests were May. Because in the first one, he said, you should date May. You should date May. She just got here. I don't date boys. Her name was May, too.
No.
Yes, it was.
That was another person in the movie. That was the other girl that worked there. The girl with the short hair had a different name.
Was her name Faye?
Yeah. But May was the girl
May was the first girl.
Right. So May was the one that broke his heart.
Okay, and Faye was the second girl.
Yeah, but May worked there, but she ended up running off with Richard.
No.
Yep.
I thought it was like a Jackson or something.
Maybe. I don't know, it was some other guy.
Yeah, and he's like, you should have got to it fast enough.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't like to wait around. They don't want to be, yeah. So. But anyway.
You also notice that there was this scene where May and Faye both passed each other. And
Yeah, they were working together.
They didn't know.
Oh, the first May.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They didn't even know. No, I'm sorry. Faye and the blonde woman passed each other. Remember when she was coming out of the store with the stuffed animal?
Yeah, I don't remember. I was too busy trying to. But
well, we're almost heading to an end, and this movie had a lot to talk about, but it wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't the most horrible movie to watch.
it was
okay, but was it
difficult to digest?
Was it as bad as, you know what, I'll save that for another conversation. That way I don't remember which one it was, but there was one that you just absolutely did not like. And it wasn't in English.
There was only 3. I liked the one with the boy and the doors. And then there was the German one where they kept repeating the same thing. Her choices and decisions kept changing. Because he had to get the money.
Yeah.
That was the one in German.
That was Run, Lola, Run.
Run, Lola, Run. And then this one was the 3 that had subtitles.
She said subtitles.
Well.
Okay,
yeah.
guys. But I will leave you with this. If you want to watch Chungking Express, it's on Max, and it is free with a subscription, so you could watch it, or you could watch it on Amazon Prime for rent for like $3.79. This will be the very last one, so I will not see you next week. And I hope you all have enjoyed my reviews. And this is Juliana signing off. And this is
Rebecca
Mom signing off. And I hope you all have enjoyed them. I hope you all have a great rest of your night.